So some JSU players have hit the portal. Oh, that's expected. Let's talk about it all after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with Victory Formation Sports Show. Be sure to come on in, come on in, come on in. Hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Hold on. Let me send this message really quick. Hit that thumbs up button because we're talking about some of the JSU players that have hit the portal so far, some that we expect to hit the portal later. But what it all means, and I have a lot to say about that because this is it was a thing. A few JSU players hit the portal today, 3 to be exact. Let's see. Hold on, let me send this. Okay, let me go ahead and pull that up. 3 players. It's not. I mean, it's expected. Coach Prime is gone. So therefore, players and people are going to hit the portal. Therefore, players and people are going to move on. Therefore, players and people are going to follow him to Colorado if they have that option. He ain't taking everybody from Jackson State to Colorado with him. Meaning he ain't taking all the coaches. He ain't taking all the players. He'll take some players. Shador, as we knew, is going to go to Colorado. Travis more than likely is going to go to Colorado. Shiloh, that's the one that's interesting. We're all on Shiloh watch. I don't know if you guys aren't, but I got the binoculars. I'm looking. I'm waiting. I'm looking at all the posts and tweets, and I follow you guys. So I'm on Shiloh watch. But I want to show you something. Light on College Sports. Shout out to Jonathan and Light on College Sports. They do a good job just reporting on all the FCS, but they focus a lot on Jackson State as well. And he put this out. He said 3 Jackson State defensive players are entering the transfer portal. And it's Josh Griffiths, who was a 3-star player, Michael Please, who was a 3-star player, and Katron Evans, who was a 4-star player. And so when you look at this, and when some people look at this, they're like, oh, man, look at them. Prime got all these guys leaving. Look at them. Jackson State, they're going to be garbage because Coach Prime is gone. Oh, look at them. They're losing these guys. And, no disrespect to the young men, but they're not losing much. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's just the facts. The facts are, yeah, those guys hit the portal. Yes, that is a truth. But what is also a fact is that they're not missing much by losing those guys. The most productive one out of all of those dudes was Griffiths. And if you don't believe me, let's just take a look at what they did on the year. I mean, you guys watch the games. I don't really have to tell you all, but let's just, for ish and giggles, let's just take a look at it. Griffiths. So this is Josh Griffiths right here. Let's click his name. I mean, y'all tell me what this says. Y'all looking at it just like me. He played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Recorded a total of 4 assisted tackles, 1 solo tackle, and a sack and a half all year. And that's the best player that's leaving, or the most productive player. Katron Evans, I'm not sure if he played all year. I'm going to just be honest. He was a 4-star coming out. I think at one point he was even committed to Florida. But I don't even know if he played all year. Griffiths had 5 tackles all year, a sack and a half the entire season. Let's look at Michael. Oh, I didn't mean to exit my screen, but it's okay. We go back to it. We can go back to it. Let's search. Please. Michael Please Jr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Played in 5 games, 1 assistant tackle all year. He came into JSU as a safety linebacker hybrid. Couldn't really get into the rotation at the safety linebacker spots. Moved down to D-line. Still couldn't get into the rotation. To be honest, Griffiths, Michael, and Evans, y'all should be staying at Jackson State because I don't know if y'all going to find a home in that portal. When Prime was talking to the team as he was leaving, he said some of y'all might want to reconsider jumping into that portal. And Please and Griffiths have already transferred once. Griffiths from Florida State, Please from Southern Miss. So there's that. Now, what's also significant that I also saw, so I just wanted to point that out there. There's 3 guys that hit the portal officially. You're not missing much. I'm just being honest. You're not missing a whole lot. But there were some other things that went down on Twitter. I just thought were interesting. There was this tweet put out by one of these little blogs, these little blog sites talking about Travis Hunter will be making a decision to go to Colorado soon, right? It's like Travis Hunter is reportedly expected to make his official announcement on transferring to Colorado soon. Hunter was the number 1 overall player in 2022. And then Travis actually responded and said, stop lying to these people. And then you got Ken Clark and some other folks, shout out to Ken Clark, that were trying to, make the pitch for Travis to stay at JSU. I'm going to be honest with you all. Travis is probably going to Colorado. But I think what I will say, though, I think Travis, I would love for Travis to stay at Jackson State. I just think the likelihood, if I'm just being realistic, the likelihood is that he's going to Colorado. I do think, though, that Travis is respectful just from everything that I've seen from the young man, from seeing him in person to everything that I've seen on his YouTube and his social media accounts. I think he's going to have the decency to withhold, and he's a top player. He can do this. He's not going to make his decision to go to Colorado until after the Celebration Bowl. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but I think he won't make it official. He won't officially enter the transfer portal and announce he's going to Colorado until after the Celebration Bowl. I think he has that much respect, love. He received all the love from Jackson State. He has that much respect for the fan base and the people down there in Jackson to at least hold off that decision until after the Celebration Bowl. Unlike, your starting quarterback, whose father just happens to be the coach who is heading to Colorado as well. So there's that. There was also this. I saw my boy Kobe Orr is the first person who brought this to my attention. So I shout out to CFL Kobe. He pointed this out on his channel. And it was the tweet put out by Kevin Coleman Jr. Now, Kevin Coleman Jr. Had 2 2-point conversions in the SWAC championship, scored a touchdown in the SWAC championship, was named SWAC Freshman of the Year. He put this tweet out. Now, this was interesting. I mean, these are just things we were just following along to see we never know what the kids are thinking. But Kevin Coleman Jr. was the first 4-star All-American player to choose Jackson State on a nationally televised audience, in front of a nationally televised audience. He did it at the All-American game down in San Antonio. He chose JSU over offers from like Miami and all different kinds of places. He was a top 5 receiver in the country, 4-star player. He put this last one at the Vet. Love you, Jackson. Now he could have just put all his pictures with his JSU gear on. And I mean, you can look at it in multiple ways. I mean, it's hard to decipher what kids are thinking. I mean, he's a young man. He's, 18, 19, 20 years old, something like that. You see the JSU fans showing him love, because the JSU fans, one thing I can say, if I can't say nothing else, man, they love these kids, man. They understand it's not personal. It's business. They get it. They're not naive. They're not dumb. They get it. And he could just meant his last game of the season, but he also probably means it's his last game at Jackson State, because Kevin Coleman, along with Travis, were the 2 crown jewels of Coach Prime's 2021 recruiting class. Hell, both of them even enrolled early to JSU in the spring so they could get a leg up on other freshmen throughout the country, not just at Jackson State, but across the entire country, to get that proper college weight room training and learning the playbook. And so the departures will happen, right? And you even seen and I also want to show you this. We're just looking at different things that has taken place since Deion Sanders has been named the head coach of Colorado. Just looking at different things that are taking place as far as we're on the recruiting trail, and the transfer portal's open. So you're seeing guys hit the portal. One of your commitments, Jordan Hall, 6'8" offensive lineman, actually came on. I interviewed Jordan when he was a JSU commit. He has flipped his commitment from Jackson State to Colorado. He's the first Jackson State commit to flip to Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. He's the first JSU commit to flip to Colorado. He posted the video. He decommitted from Jackson State the day Coach Prime announced he was going to Colorado. And then a couple of days later, he is now a Colorado commit. So there is that. Your 6'8" offensive lineman out of Ohio is now going to Colorado. So those are just like some little updates that have taken place since Deion Sanders has taken the head coaching job at Colorado. And I'm just curious to how you guys think, because I've seen today the Coach Prime team is doing damage control, doing some PR control, and they don't. I mean, they don't really need to, but they're doing it because he got a lot of backlash, and obviously the major outlets are going to defend him. You see guys on ESPN. No, you can't blame him from upgrade. You're going to see people on Fox Sports. Of course, he made it 10 times better. Blah blah blah. I never heard of HBCUs. Blah blah blah. You're going to see those folks defend Coach Prime, but then you're gonna have people like me that have told you why they feel the way they feel, why you feel the way you feel. And Bomani Jones essentially said everything I've been saying for the last 4 days. He went on CNN and said the same thing. He just said, yo, when you invoke God and you play with these folks' religion, you tug on their heartstrings, of course they're going to have a certain type of reaction when you bounce on them the first chance you get. And then when you go to your press conference in Colorado, you talk about how there's no crime and how it's so beautiful. And how, like, come on, man, like that. That's not a good look. I don't care who you are. And I'm a Deion Sanders fan. I wish him well. I hope he has massive success at Colorado. But to go to Colorado and almost sound like you poo-pooing on Jackson, that's not cool. It's just not cool. And it never will be cool. You can go to your next place for whatever your reasons are. Well, it doesn't even matter at this point, but you don't have to poo-poo on the place you just left to big up yourself at your new place, at your new establishment. That's the only thing. And I'll probably do a different show about this, but how do you all feel? Just leave in the comments. Let me know. How do you all feel about him coaching the Celebration Bowl? Because you see we can go on Twitter and we see all the offers that Colorado's putting out. That means they're recruiting. They're in that portal. All the guys. And another thing that I'm seeing a whole lot of the high school commits for Colorado, a lot of guys that were committed to Colorado as high schoolers are now saying their commitment is no longer being honored and their recruitment is back open. That's not a shocker. I mean, hell, he told the players on the current roster that they didn't have a spot. So the players that they're recruiting didn't have a spot. So that's not a shocker. But how do you all feel about Coach Prime coaching the bowl game, knowing that he's actively recruiting for Colorado? I'm just interested in what your thoughts on that. So leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts on Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime coaching Jackson State in the Celebration Bowl. I'll leave that for another show because that's not what this is for. But those are some updates that are taking place in the recruiting world. You got 3 guys that hit the portal. They were very insignificant. You've got Kevin Coleman will probably hit the portal. And I think like Travis, Kevin will be decent enough to wait until after the Celebration Bowl to announce that he's entering the transfer portal. It won't be a surprise there. And obviously, Shedeur he don't have to make an announcement. His dad said, "There's your quarterback right there," and then he went and told the players, "I got my own luggage and it's Louis." He's talking about Shedeur, so there's that. It's gonna be an interesting couple of weeks. We're gonna do a Celebration Bowl live stream to talk about the game itself. But I did want to throw out there some of the little tidbits that I had seen on social media as far as the recruiting world is going. Guys hitting a portal, guys flipping from JSU to Colorado. And just in the coaching search, leave in the comments, who do you want to be the next coach at JSU? Because we're going to do a whole show dedicated to who we feel are the best candidates to become the next coach at JSU. Ashley Robinson and the JSU administration, they got to get on it, though. They got to get to naming and get their I's dotted and T's crossed as far as the coach, because you want your coach to have an equal opportunity to hit the portal and hit the guys that are decommit from places in the recruiting world as well. You don't want to handicap or handcuff your coach, right, by giving them a late start because you hired them so late. So whether that's, we had people on the live stream yesterday saying that LaDainian Tomlinson was on campus. Well, it was proven that LaDainian Tomlinson was on campus, but y'all was telling me he was on campus interviewing for a job. And LT would look real nice with a J on his hat. Now, I don't know how LT is as a coach, but I damn sure know what he was as a player. And if he can play, if he can coach half as good as he can play, y'all gonna be all right. Now, there's other names, and I want to know who you want to be, some of the names that you're considering to be the next head coach. at Jackson State University. That's a hot job. It's one of the hottest jobs in the country, not just in HBCU football, in the entire country. And you have an army behind you when it comes to a fan base down there in Jackson, Mississippi. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, hit that thumbs up button and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.